Students, do indicate me whether the screen is visible or not. Okay, so the screen is visible. We'll start with today's lecture then. Today, in the last two previous session, we have discussed various alternative sources of funding or how a media producer or creator can generate fund for their work. Today we'll be going a step ahead and discussing how government supports or plays a role in that financing. Same way, when you're trying to raise finance, what role does the government plays and how are they helping us in creating our projects or helping us find funds, उस चीज को हम स्टडी करेंगे. So, analytical framework for understanding how the state over here means government intervention in media financing, cultural policy imperatives, and the strategic role of public capital in India's sector. Now, why public capital? Because many a times when you are raising funds via equity, public is involved. Now, government intervention is very prominent in media industry. Government intervention in media financing is rooted to the principle of films, televisions, and digital media are cultural goods, not merely commercial products. In India, cinema and audiovisual content serve critical functions beyond entertainment. Of course, people have a tendency to learn or to observe things which they see. These audiovisual things have a greater impact on audience or as a society. फिर वो अगर आपके एंटरटेनमेंट रिलेटेड हो तो अलग चीज़ है. अगर वो सोशल changes regarding it, that is different. If it is something which is related to development and economy, even articles which are printed in newspaper, even things related to crime, things related to political stability, everything and everything comes in the media. It is not about just films as such. So government needs to have a control or see at least what kind of things are being aired on. So, what can be the reason for government intervention? The first one is cultural preservation. What is cultural preservation? Safeguarding diverse traditions and heritage through storytelling. Let's take an example. A movie like Kantara, many of the people would not be aware of the concept of those types of deities which are prayed in the southern sides. अब वो स्टोरी को टेल करना, सम ऑफ देम आर फिक्शनल, सम ऑफ देम मे बी रियल. तो ये रियल लाइफ स्टोरी या कल्चरल चीज़ों को डिपिक्ट करना, शो करना, ये कौन कर सकता है? तो मीडिया कर सकती है. पीपल कैन डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज होती हैं, वो डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज कैन बी बेस्ड ऑन, सपोज देयर इज अ डॉक्यूमेंट्री एक्सप्लोरिंग और स्टेटिंग द ब्यूटीज ऑफ द नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स. That is something which will help in cultural preservation. इंडियन कल्चर, इंडियन रीजन्स, इन सबको प्रोटेक्ट करने में वो हेल्प कर सकता है. The next is linguistic representation, supporting India's 22 official languages and regional dialects. Okay, you students can write in the chat box of how many languages do you know कि इसमें तो पिक्चर आती है. In India, the cinema and regional languages also very famous. Now, you people tell me which kind of regional movies have you seen in the chat box? We all know in Indian cinema, the regional movies are always made. Uh, in South itself, there are multiple languages in which the movie is made. We have Punjabi movies, we have Maharashtrian or the Marathi cinema. Okay, continuing. I was telling you people to write about different regional linguistic representation of the media. So when we talk about movies, forget about movies. When we talk about news, there are news which are aired in the regional languages. Next, soft power and national image, building India's global cultural influence and diplomatic reach, empowering employment generation. Of course, media as an industry gives job to a number of people, uh, from a small spot boy working to a creative writer to one handling the technician, the technical departments. Everyone is being employed because of an industry being run. That industry could be just audio, आपके जो रेडियो जॉकीज होते हैं उनकी बात कर लो, या that could be just राइटिंग, जो आपके रिटर्न आर्टिकल्स आते हैं, न्यूज़पेपर्स, मैगजीन्स, इवन दैट बिकम्स पार्ट ऑफ मीडिया इंडस्ट्री. नाउ इन सब चीजों को, because market forces may alone not support cultural significant or religionally diverse content, the government act as a non-commercial financer, filling the gaps by private capital. Now see, many a times जिन documentaries की मैंने बात की, कि जैसे I took an example, tourism शो करने के लिए कोई अच्छी डॉक्यूमेंट्री बनाई गई है, तो मार्केट डिमांड्स, मतलब द मार्केट में नॉट द कमर्शियल people may not feel कि working on those projects will be profitable enough. Socially related projects को show करना may not be profitable enough for the content creator. तो government उन चीजों में help कर सकती है to provide finance. इन चीजों में government में help you to raise finance by various ways. Now, what is the nature of government funding in India? How government provides funding in India? So, the government in India supports media financing. Well, it is different from Hollywood style. मतलब in Hollywood, the India, it is very different. In India, the policy emphasis on two things: कल्चरल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ओवर प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन. उन गवर्नमेंट अगर फाइनेंस कर रही है किसी पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट को, तो उसका ये नहीं होगा कि उस पर्टिकुलर क्रिएटर को बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉफिट मिले. इट विल बी समथिंग रिलेटेड टू द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन इन जनरल. So that's the reason they provide finance to a proper structured mechanism. Various steps are to be followed. There are different ways in which they can help you. What will be the nature of the funds they provide? So first is recoupable fund grants, direct subsidies and grants that do not require repayment, enabling culturally important projects regardless of the commercial viability. What is commercial viability? तो देखो, कमर्शियल वायबिलिटी मतलब होता है कमर्शियली लोगों को उसमें कितना इंटरेस्ट है और डिमांड है, क्या वो सक्सेस होगा, क्या वो हिट होगा, विल इट बी एबल टू जनरेट द रेवेन्यू विच वाज which the whether of the cost which had been given for the प्रोडक्शन में जितना कॉस्ट किया था, क्या उतना कमर्शियल वायबल वो है कि उतना रेवेन्यू जनरेट कर सकता है कि नहीं. रिगार्डिंग ऑफ दैट, अगर वो प्रोजेक्ट अच्छा है, ऑफ कल्चरल इम्पोर्टेंस है, तो वो दिखाया जा सकता है. जैसे मैनी टाइम्स इट कैन बी फिल्म्स वेयर different issues, societal issues are being discussed on. It can be, those projects can be funded by government. Now what kind of fund am I talking about over here? It is non recoupable, मतलब आपको वो fund kind of a donation होता है जिसमें आपको repayment की बात आप नहीं कर रहे हो. You are not talking about paying back. अगर government ने आपको उतना certain amount of price दिया है, तो you'll keep that and use that. You do not have to repay the money back to the government. नॉट ऑल काइंड ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट्स आर दीस. कुछ सर्टन ही होते हैं जो इस टाइप की कैटेगरी में बिलोंग करेंगे. The next, indirect facilitation. Many times they do not provide, the government may not directly provide you amount or cash or cash in a way to produce the to support the cost of production, but they may provide you certain services जैसे कि logistical support, fee waivers. Now what are fee waivers? Certain charges which may be are supposed to be paid, वो उसको waive कर देगी. Administrating streamlining that reduces production cost without direct cash transfers. Without direct cash transfers वो जिस तरीके से help कर सकते हैं वो आपको help करेंगे. तो जैसे कि many times they might provide you subsidies, cost कम करके दे सकते हैं. Whatever things you are requiring उसमें वो help कर सकते हैं to acquire the things which you are requiring for your production. So that is indirect facilitation. The next is cultural promotion. Policy based incentives designed to nurture artistic expression rather than generate government returns on investment. मतलब instead of focusing on return on investment of their whatever amount they have suggested, it is policy based incentives मतलब क्या होते हैं? तो a certain amount given designed to promote or encourage to motivate certain creations, उसको हम बोलते हैं incentives. तो incentives means that a certain price amount is given to encourage certain kind of productions, for mainly focusing on those kind of productions. किसी पर्टिकुलर रीजनल को ग्रोथ दिखाने के लिए, कोई पर्टिकुलर सेक्टर ऑफ जॉनर कवर करने के लिए, दे माइट प्रोवाइड यू इंसेंटिव टू वर्क ऑन सर्टेन प्रोजेक्ट्स, सॉरी. तो उस प्रोजेक्ट्स पे वर्क करने के लिए द गवर्नमेंट माइट प्रोवाइड यू इंसेंटिव्स. Is this clear till here? Is the nature of the funding clear? So basically, we can sum up that the government of India mainly focuses on projects, on only finances them when it is beneficial for the people. Now, we'll be focusing on central government mechanisms, how the central government intervenes or work in media financing. So, the MIB. Now, what is MIB? Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. This is responsible for press information and press bharati broadcasting. The Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, it is like a government level, a ministerial level agency of the government of India. It is an agency which is responsible for what? Formulation of rules and regulations in what? Information broadcasting, press and cinema of India. कौन से areas को ये cover करेगा? Areas of information broadcasting, the press and the cinema of India. उन चीजों के लिए regulations, rules, laws create करना, ये किसका काम होगा? So it will be part of this MIB, that is Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. It is the headquarters of this is in New Delhi. There is a budget set for this. There are ministers appointed, of course, like any other cabinet minister. Then there is a deputy minister which will be appointed. I want you people to tell me. Okay, it will be okay if you search and tell me, but write the name of the current MIB minister in the chat box. सर्च इट एंड इन अ मिनट राइट द इन्फॉर्मेशन. बताओ मुझे करंट MIB कौन है, उसके बाद ही मैं डिटेल में डिस्कस करूंगी. आई एम चेकिंग द चैट बॉक्स. You can even unmute yourself and say who is the current who handles or who is currently the minister of MIB. Come on, so many of you, at least one can tell the name. It means that all of you are sleeping. Because somebody is typing good. Okay, Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, that is the correct name. I didn't expected you people to know, but at least you could have done a Google search and wrote the name. So the name of the minister is Ashwini Vaishnav. Now he's a male. Do not get confused with the name. If you people don't know, he is the also the cabinet minister for our railways. So that's the reason you must know. Along with the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, is the cabinet minister of railways as well. So, what does this department do and what does it entails? So, the MIB serves as a primary policy making authority for films and audiovisual media in India. Its most significant operational arm is the Film Facilitation Office. मोस्ट मतलब जो सबसे ज्यादा उनका जो प्रोमिनेंट है ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या जिसके थ्रू वो काम करते हैं, दैट इज फिल्म फैसिलिटेशन FFO, which functions as a single window clearance body. Now what do you mean by single clearance? जितनी भी पिक्चर्स या जितने भी हैं उसका जो परमिशन होता है, जितनी भी आपको चाहिए चीजें, उस सबका आपको जो एक ही जगह से आपको सारी चीजें करनी है। जैसे हम एम्बेसी की बात करते हैं, कि सारा परमिशन जो आपको लेना होगा वो आपको इसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या इसी ऑफिस के थ्रू लेना होगा। दैट इज फिल्म Felicitation Office. It is like a government body which is owned by none other MIB. It acts as a single window portal to streamline permits, for clearances, for information of both domestic and international filmmakers. मतलब वो domestic हो या international doesn't matters. अगर आपको किसी भी टाइप का permit चाहिए, तो वो आपको कैसे provide होगा? Via this. It is also ऐसा समझो कि सारा जो उसका फंक्शन होता है वो नीचे मैंने लिखा हुआ है। कोऑर्डिनेटिंग फंक्शन, ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट रिडक्शन, रिस्क मिटिगेशन। FFO support is crucial for international co-productions and large-scale domestic productions. Shooting across multiple states, making projects more bankable. तो आपके जो परमिशंस होंगे जहाँ पे आपको लेना है वो कौन से साइट के थ्रू लेना होगा? दैट विल बी थ्रू FFO. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड, जैसे सपोज अगर आपको किसी पर्टिकुलर फॉरेस्ट एरिया में शूट करना है, आपको किसी पर्टिकुलर ऐसे लोकेशन में स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन्स होते हैं, उन जगह पे शूट करने के लिए अगर किसी टाइप का परमिशन चाहिए, तो आपको वो परमिशन कहाँ से मिलेगा? FFO से मिलेगा। इट इज ऑल्सो कोऑर्डिनेशन बिटवीन, सपोज आपके डिफरेंट स्टेट्स में है, तो वहां पे स्टेट और सेंट्रल के बीच में कोई कोऑर्डिनेशन करना है, तो वो भी आप किसके थ्रू कर सकते हैं? FFO के थ्रू कर सकते हैं। इट ऑल्सो वर्क एज अ मार्केटिंग और प्रमोशन। मतलब आपकी कंट्री का जो फिल्म डेजिग्नेशन है, फॉरेन प्रोडक्शंस को बुलाना, लोकल इकोनॉमी को सपोर्ट करना, फिल्म टूरिज्म विच वी से एज। नाउ व्हाट इज फिल्म टूरिज्म? यू मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, जब मीडिया टूरिज्म इज अट्रैक्टेड थ्रू ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म, इंडियन कंटेंट को जब बाहर रिकॉग्निशन मिलेगा, दैट इज फिल्म टूरिज्म। तो इन सब चीजों के लिए वीजा का फैसिलिटेशन, अगर आप सपोज किसी काम की वजह से किसी पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट के लिए काम कर रहे हो, तो उसके लिए भी आपको जो परमिशन लगेगा, उसमें जो आपको हेल्प चाहिए, वो यू कैन गेट इट फ्रॉम वेयर, FFO. Now, I'll read out what is written so you people will have a better understanding. Coordination function: FFO coordinates with the central ministers, state government, policy defense authorities, and local bodies to streamline permission. Instead of you going everywhere and knocking the doors, you can connect with this window and the things will be done with proper steps following procedures. Transaction cost reduction: by centralizing clearances, FFO dramatically reduces delays, uncertainty, and administrative burden for producers. The producers who need permission for different kind of things. So instead of going to different organizers, different bodies, may it be government, may it be private bodies, उनके पास जाना, बार बार परमिशन लेना, अपनी चीजों को ऑथराइज करवाना, लीगलाइज करवाना, it is better that everything is done at one place. So when everything is done at one single place, जो आपका cost होता है, वो cost reduce हो जाता है significantly. Cost of conducting those things, मैं production cost reduce होगा ऐसा नहीं बोल रही हूँ, cost of getting the permission is reduced. The next is risk mitigation. Now, how risk mitigation? So FFO supports indirectly lower financing cost by reducing time overruns and compliance risk that concerns the lenders and the investors. जो आपके lenders और investors होते हैं, many a time they'll be concerned that आपने उनसे, you might have asked for a big budget for a certain kind of creation. Now that creation may get stuck if you are working on it without permission from FFO. तो ये अगर आप FFO का clearance certificate दिखा रहे हैं, so it might be a huge uh, I'll take a huge burden of कि with this they can guarantee कि आपका जो accuracy होगा, जो आपका प्रोजेक्ट पे काम होगा, वो कभी बीच में रुकेगा नहीं, because you have all the due clearance required for working on that project. Also टाइम ओवररन्स ऑफ कोर्स, जैसे मैंने पहले पॉइंट में एक्सप्लेन किया कि इंस्टेड ऑफ गोइंग टू मल्टीपल पीपल फॉर परमिशन, यू हैव टू गो वाया वन विंडो एंड एवरीथिंग कैन बी डन टुगेदर. Of course, how it works, तो FFO over here is a online portal, एक वेबसाइट है, उस वेबसाइट पे थ्रू जाके आप ये चीजों को कर सकते हो. एप्लीकेशन का प्रोसेस होगा, यू कैन एज अ प्रोड्यूसर यू विल बी एबल टू एक्सेस दैट एंड देन यू मे गो with the permissions which you require for your work. So this is one of the important of how government controls media financing. There is a particular cabinet which is set up for the same, that is MIB, headed by Shri Ashwini Vaishnav, and the main creation of MIB is FFO, which regulates. So okay, if you are talking about permissions and all, it is through FFO. But if I'm talking about rules, regulations of how things are supposed to be done, वो MI provide करता है, MIB आपको provide करेगा. Is everything about MIB and FFO clear, class, students? If you have certain doubt, do write it in the chat box. Is it clear? Okay, so we will be learning next organization or a unit or a firm, as we say to it, National Film Development Corporation, NFDC. Now, what is NFDC? So it is a public sector undertaking, as we say PSU. PSU, since it is a public sector, when I say PSU, आपको समझ में आना चाहिए it is government owned. If it is government owned, which exactly which? So under MIB. Again, PSU is an undertaking under MIB, Government of India, that is Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. It was developed. Now, when was this? First we'll go through the history of this. So NFDC was developed in the year 1975. What was the main objective of developing this? It was to promote planning and organizing and development of the Indian film industry. Indian film industry को develop करने के लिए organization को develop किया था. Now, public sector equity participant. Now, why equity participant लिखा हुआ है? तो it means that it provides you funds. Unlike commercial banks of private investors, NDFCs prioritizes cultural objectives while maintaining creative autonomy for the filmmakers, which means that instead of जब आप किसी प्राइवेट पीई फर्म से फंड लोगे तो उनका जो मेजर गोल होगा दैट विल बी टू earn more money from the project which we are working on. यहाँ पे it can be more towards working towards the कल्चरल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स. आपके इंडिया के कल्चरल ऑब्जेक्टिव्स को फुलफिल करने का इसका टारगेट हो सकता है. इंटीग्रेटेड डेवलपमेंट, कल्चरल प्रिजर्वेशन. आपके सारे जो रीजनल सिनेमाज है या जो प्लेसेस जिनको और ज्यादा ग्रोथ की जरूरत है, जिनको सपोर्ट की जरूरत है, उन जगह पे ये अपना फाइनेंस प्रोवाइड करेंगे, उन प्रोजेक्ट्स पे ये अपना फाइनेंस प्रोवाइड करेंगे. So, of course, the most advantage over here is the creative autonomy. That is the creation, how the creation should be lies still with the producers. How does they help in raising fund? How does NFDC helps you to raise funds? So the first one is script and project development, early stage funding for screenplay development and project conceptualization, reducing initial creative risk. Suppose if a content creator or a producer is working on something very important, so for screenplay, for writing of script, for designing, for structure, script पे काम करने के लिए अगर उनको कुछ पैसे चाहिए, कुछ help चाहिए, तो the funding at that stage is also provided. The next is partial production financing. Now, what is partial production financing? Co-investment in the production cost, typically covering 30 to 50% of the budget for selected project. Whatever you are working on, instead of just providing the initial level fund, you become a partner covering 30%, 40%, or 50% of the cost as discussed by the producer and the organization. So with this, they may provide you fund for the production cost to achieve to make sure that the project is completed without any hindrances in the cost. The next is co-production partnerships, collaborative financing arrangements with independent producers, sharing both risk and creative control. Distribution and festival promotion, support for international festival participation and alternative distribution channels for non-commercial cinema. सो नॉन कमर्शियल इन द सेंस जिनका डिमांड कम होता है, उनको प्रमोट करने के लिए, इंटरनेशनल पार्टिसिपेशन के लिए दे प्रोवाइड यू फंड. नोटेबल एनएफडीसी सपोर्टेड फिल्म्स. ऐसे प्रोड्यूसर्स जिनके पास पुराने सोर्सेस ऑफ फंड्स नहीं हो सकते हैं या मार्केट में उनको बाकी लोगों से it is becoming difficult for them to gain funds via private equity, venture capital, or any other sources, they may go to an FDC to raise funds. There are many films in India which were commercially modest but impactful, so the government provided funding for them. Some movies like Masan, The Lunchbox, Court, uh, so these movies were supported by NFDC. It means that they are provided firms. The artistic merit is given importance. What is the content? What is the storyline? Instead of just looking into the demand or the market demand. मतलब आपके जो मेगा स्टार सुपरस्टार्स की फिल्म्स नहीं होगी, अगर वो किसी ऐसे regular actors whom it, we can see the artistic skill is present, those kind of films, producers which have noteworthy creative skills prior may be supported by NFDC. AVGC promotion and PLI schemes. Now, what is AVGC? So, it is nothing but animation, visual effects, gaming, and comics. That is AVGC. Again, animation, visual effects, gaming, and comics. So, the government of India has formally recognized AVGC as a strategic growth sector, deploying targeted incentives to build global competitiveness. Uh, AVGC, that is animation, visual effects, gaming, and comics. These are growing industries ऐसा government ने recognize किया हुआ है. These industries can, these sectors or these techniques are popularly demanded. So the government has decided to promote these kind of these industrial works. They decided to promote these industrial works, and for doing that they are providing incentives to promote more such work. Any producer working highly or basically focusing on these zones may be receiving help from government. Clear? So what are the policy features? Employment linked incentives for job creation, infrastructure development support for studios and facilities, skill development programs for technical talent, export promotion for creative services. What they are telling is, if you want to work in these sectors, the government may provide you funds for these activities. जैसे कि अगर creative services के लिए export promotion, आप you are creating a thing which is of which can have an international demand. Suppose you have created a game with visual effects and something which may have a great demand at an international level. So the government may help you export the technology, and in return, the income will be good for the country as well. Next, skill development programs for technical talent. Since the names which I took, that is animation, visual gaming, and comics, these all work where your technical skill requirement or development is very important. It won't be everybody's cup of tea to create such animations which will be of high quality, good movement, uh, good demand, of course. So to have that talent, the government is ready to provide incentives for such skill development programs. Infrastructure development support for studios and facilities. If suppose a particular producer or a creator is requiring financial help for creating a gaming studio or uh, audiovisual studio, किसी भी चीज के लिए if they require help in these particularly these sectors, तो वो क्या करेंगे, आपको funds provide कर सकते हैं. The last is employment linked incentives for job creation. uh, Employment linked in the sense, along with incentives, employment is also involved. So job creation होता है वहाँ पे. These are based, मतलब आपने जब बोला government subsidies, तो government providing you incentive is nothing but a kind of help from government. Subsidy is where they are reducing your cost, but over here we are talking mostly about incentives. We had studied three of them. MIB, that is Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Under that, we have two different things, that is FFO and National Film Development Corporation. Now we are focusing on the AVGC, that is audiovisuals, animations, gaming, and comics. Industry application: India VFX companies servicing Hollywood productions and global OTT projects leverage these incentives to enhance cost competitiveness and scale operations. The scheme have positioned India as preferred destination for high quality, cost effective post production and animation service. So it means that international level pay, when OTTs are working and participating in projects, they are leveraging. Providing leverage is providing debt financing. What is debt financing? When you are supposed to pay back to the investor. When you are supposed to pay back to the investor, that is known as debt financing. हम इक्विटी में debt mix करते हैं, so that is known as leveraging. So OTT projects leverage these incentives to enhance cost competitiveness. एक cost competitiveness increase होने से the scale operations, मतलब there is upscaling in the upscaling and growth. Okay. These are three few things which the when I'm talking about the central government, one more is supposed to be discussed, that is PLI. Now, just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. एक minute. Okay. Sorry for the disturbance. I'll continue again. So we were about to discuss what is PLI. PLI is nothing but production linked incentive. जैसे हमने employment linked incentive की बात की, PLI is also nothing but production linked incentives or performance based. Now it is like a mechanism similar to other schemes. In this, the proposed scheme would offer financial incentives or subsidies to companies on their incremental sales or production over a year. आपके जो प्रोडक्शन हाउसेज है, जो कंपनीज है, उनके incredible performances पे they can be provided incentive, production linked incentive. Clear? So the government of India may work for this, स्पेशली फॉर मीडिया एंड एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री. यहाँ पे टू वाई विल दैट इंसेंटिव बी प्रोवाइडेड? अगर कोई कंपनी या कोई प्रोडक्शन हाउस या कोई फिल्म स्टूडियो कंटिन्यूस अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है, सो दिल बी प्रोवाइडेड इंसेंटिव टू बूस्ट डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्शन, टू एनहांस द क्वालिटी, टू एनहांस द सेक्टर्स कॉम्पिटिटिवनेस. एक पर्टिकुलर सपोज इंडस्ट्री को मिल रहा है इंसेंटिव, तो द कॉम्पिटिटर कंपनी में बी encouraged to do much more better and earn the incentive the next time. So to create competitiveness, to increase the productivity, the production linked incentives are provided by the central government. The next is state government film policies. Now when I talk about state government film policies,
We'll be discussing some things in detail. That is, India's most significant incentive options at the state level is that reflecting the country's federal structure, cultural diversity. State compete to attract productions through varied incentive packages. The producers or the content creators are given packages or offers to work or to promote what? So to promote um, uh, production in the regional or growth in the regional, just like the central government provides funds, the state government can also provide funds. जैसे कुछ यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है लैंग्वेज कंटेंट सपोर्ट नाउ व्हाट डू मीन बाय दैट एडिशनल सब्सिडीज फॉर रीजनल लैंग्वेज प्रोडक्शन if they are working on regional languages, if they are working for suppose a Kannada industry film in Karnataka or a Punjabi film in Punjab. So those films which are working in the regional level, regional language to promote those things, the government may provide subsidies, may provide help to those particular producers. The next is infrastructure development support for building studios and production facilities. Of course, that is one of the major place where financing is required. If the person is not financially built enough to do it on their own and is not able to raise funds and elsewhere, they may always go for state government for financing. Of course, the process will not be simple. There will be a documentation process or the permissions and legalities in the way to acquire fund, but there is a provision for such. Now, cash subsidies, direct payment upon film completion, typically 25 to 50% of eligible expenditure. Subsidies in the sense to reduce the cost. So, for certain kinds of film, the government may provide s- uh, s- uh, cash subsidies to the producers to promote easy or timely completion of the work. To promote easy or timely completion of the work. Uh, Location subsidies, now this is important to understand this. Locations incentives for shooting in specific locations, supporting regional tourism. अगर वो tourism को support करना चाहते हैं, grow करना चाहते हैं, suppose there's a very, very beautiful scenic place in Maharashtra, and if a particular good movie covers that in one of its creation, it is there is a high chance that people will come to know about the spot and will increase the tourism. So there are certain locations in which it is risky to shoot, so उन जगह पे higher permission required हो सकते हैं. So इस तरीके से the state government is involved, but only when the things are happening at the state level. If they goes to the international level या national level, तो आपकी central government involved हो जाएगी. State GST reimbursement, refund of state GST paid during production activities. I want you people what you understand. मैंने उधर लिखा हुआ explain भी point में लिखा है. So I want you people to explain me this in the chat box. What do you understand by this point? State GST reimbursement. Come on, think and write. Okay, when I say reimbursement, refund of state pay during production activities, basically over here we are talking about ITC, that is input tax credit. There is no such policy कि आपका सारा GST जो आप पे करते हो वो return आएगा. No, but the central government may offer, or the state government may include a refund of the net SGST paid. May, it is not a compulsion, but many a times that is done. Also, input tax credit is a system where you can claim credit for the GST paid for most of the operational expenses. अगर आउटपुट जैसे आपको फाइनल जो जीएसटी मिलता है टिकट सेल्स, तो यू कैन क्लेम आईटीसी ओवर देयर, सिग्निफिकेंटली रिड्यूसिंग द कॉस्ट. मतलब आपका जो आपने पे किया होता है और उसके बाद आपको जो रिसीव हो रहा है, उन दोनों का जो नेट सेट ऑफ होता है उसको हम आईटीसी के थ्रू क्लेम करते हैं. सो दैट मैकेनिज्म इज वेरी गुड फॉर स्टेट गवर्नमेंट. अगर आप बात कर रहे हैं तो when tax is included, but ensure that there is no certain fixed rule कि सारा आपको रिफंड मिलता है. जो रिफंड मिलता है that is basically nothing but through ITC, that is input tax credit. Somebody is in the lobby, wait, just let me admit them. Tell me one thing, are certain things, whichever concepts we have discussed, is clear till here? Only then I'll move ahead. Class react in certain way. Are people listening? Today I'll be taking only our session. This will be the last topic which I'll be covering, strategic role of government funding. So before starting with the last topic, tell me, is the things clear till now? हमने अभी तक क्या क्या डिस्कस किया वो सब समझा आपको? व्रज, जल, ईशान, आशीष, दर्श, are people listening? React. Okay, good. Thanks for the reaction. Uh, the last part, what is the role of government funding over here? The government funding, first thing is observing risk. When you talk about the risk of failure, so in private funds, when you are collecting funds via private sources, the risk is shared. Over here, the government participation reduces the downside of the risk by private investors by guaranteeing partial return of capital. At least आपको अगर वो पैसे return नहीं करने, if it is kind of a incentive, incentives are not supposed to be returned, right? So if you are not returning that, आपका जो पेमेंट होता है, जो रिटर्न, जो शेयरिंग राइट्स होते हैं, गवर्नमेंट विल नॉट टेल यू टू share the creative rights. Government will not impose rules or limitations on your creative skill. They will invest in your project because the project idea is already validated by the government. So thus giving you freedom of your own creation. Bankability enhancer, official support signals quality and viability, improving access to commercial financing. Just imagine something, अगर कल को आपको पता चले कि किसी पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट में गवर्नमेंट ने पैसा लगाया है, और फिर वो आपसे पैसे मांगने आ रहे हैं एज ए इन्वेस्टर, यू आर अ इन्वेस्टर फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर प्रोजेक्ट, they are asking you to for fund privately, but they are also telling you कि certain 10% or 12% is financially supported by government as well. Now when government is involved, it increases the credibility of the quality of the project I'm working on. जो बाकी private investors होंगे, they'll have a strong belief that if the government is involved, the risk of failure or the chances of probability of failure will be reduced, thus making it more commercially approachable when comes to private investment as well. Next, credibility signal. Again, the same thing. Government backing validates project with private investors and distribution partners. Market gap fillers supports culturally significant projects unattractive to purely commercial capital. मैंने जब स्टार्ट किया था तभी हमने ये पॉइंट कवर किया था कि द मेजर रीजन फॉर गवर्नमेंट फंडिंग्स विल बी, इट विल बी फॉर द प्रोजेक्ट्स जिनका कमर्शियल वायबिलिटी कम है, जिनको कमर्शियली फ्रॉम प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टर्स और क्राउड फंडिंग और ये सोर्सेस से पैसे नहीं मिल रहे हैं, उनको गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट करती है, मेनली टू एंश्योर कल्चरल डेवलपमेंट, टू एंश्योर रीजनल डेवलपमेंट, टू प्रमोट फिल्म टूरिज्म, to promote artistic skills of the creators. Clear?
Okay, so this will be the last topic which I am discussing today. It will only be a 1 hour session today. There are certain topics which will be covering tomorrow. I'll make sure that I finish module 2 in this vacation itself so that others can continue or move on and the courses will be completed. If you people have any doubt, you may write it in the chat box or else I'll end the meeting. Okay, so I'm ending the lecture. You people may leave the meeting. Have a good evening.